right, everybody, welcome into the DBR 250 at Bristol Motor Speedway. I am James Rouse, and with me in the booth today is Liam. Liam, how are we doing today?
Oh man, I'm doing good. We are excited. I'm excited. I'm struggling to figure out what to say here, but 250 laps at Bristol for an elimination race. It's going to be tough for a lot of these guys to try to figure out how to make their way in, but it's going to make for a great show for all of us watching.
Definitely, it is going to be an awesome show. I know that much. I know that we're going to have a lot of fun. I know that these drivers are going to have a lot of fun as we got 4 spots that are going to be cold today. So we got 4 people who are going to be out of the playoffs following this race that have to run. We'll take a look at those points after this. But first we'll go over the track conditions as we watch Kevin Rourke go around the track. 86 degrees, cool here in Bristol. 0.52 mile track and an 88 degree track temp. So getting lucky here. Racing under the lights, how big a difference is that going to make on tires?
Well, it's definitely going to cool the track down as the sun goes down, the lights come on. That track temp's going to drop probably below the air temp, but it's definitely going to make a difference not being on a hot, slick track like you might have been if the sun was out.
Definitely, and speaking of those that are trying to make it happen here, I know you talked with a couple of guys earlier. If you want to go ahead and give me your cliff notes on those, I'll go ahead and put the points up. We got them up. Just ignore the team portion on there. The teams are not in SDK. But starting off with Raymond Root and Ryan Samuelson, teammates in Field Filler Racing.
Yeah, they are one here. They're both locked in. RJ and Joe are actually both locked in on wins. Samuelson has pointed his way in at this point, so he doesn't have anything to worry about here tonight.
Definitely nothing to worry about. And then we got Joe Stafford, who also is pointed in. I believe he has a win, correct?
Yeah, he won Darlington.
It's one last game to the back. And then no stages, so there's just a 40-point maximum. So that first place finisher is going to get 40 points, and then 35, 34, and so on. So
that puts a guy like Steve Dardaris in a good clinch spot. He knows where he's got to finish. 12th or better, nobody's got anything for him, no matter what they do. He's above that cut line, so that'll be good for him.
Yeah, Steve Dardaris, one of those who's in 8th place right now. Those that really have to worry about it around that cut line: Chris Claud, Lauren Jones, Chad Sander, Kevin Rourke, J.C. Gibson. Of course, Kavaja Holt and Nicholas Breidenbach, they're not safe if something happens.
No, not at all. I did get a couple of comments from Chris Claud before the race talking about to make it to the round of the 12, first thing you got to worry about is qualifying well. As of right now, looks like he's sitting in 16th, so mid-pack. He did say in that situation, starting mid-pack, you're going to want to be cautious, try to keep your nose clean. It's going to take a lot of luck and a lot of lap traffic maybe going your way. But yeah, a lot of the guys I talked to basically said, keep the nose clean. You got to have good luck. Barrett Coffey said, well, he gave us the whole rundown with his teammate. Kavaja, you mentioned, had an early exit at Darlington. And Barrett Coffey wasn't at Darlington, actually. So both of them both of them are sitting 10 to the good. So Bristol can happen. It's a short track. We saw a lot of things happen last night in the Cup race where points got jumbled up. We could certainly see a lot of that tonight.
Yeah, definitely going to see a lot of action here at Bristol as our playoff round of 16 is over here. So we're going to see everything once it gets going. We're going to see just where everybody's going to slide out. Everybody's going to get gridded up here today. We'll go ahead and run through your official grid here for qualifying. Got a SDK to
well, yeah, there we go. Looks like it's popping up. We'll get started here. We got RJ Root starting on the pole with a fast 1442. Joseph Lester on the outside of him. Then we're going to have Warren Young starting third. Joe Stafford, playoff driver, starting up in fourth place. He's locked in. RJ Root, of course, is as well. Kavaja Holt, like we said, he's only 10 to the good right now. He needs a strong run, starting fifth. That's going to be good for him. Randy Spivey's another one of those guys who might be pretty pleased to be starting up front with that playoff status. And after that, we've got Barrett Coffey, another playoff driver. Josh Ward, Austin Story, Thomas Neal going to round out our top 10.
And you're going to have Chad Sanner, Alex Princeton in 12th, Steve Dardarius, Seba Cornez, Nicholas Breidenbach, Chris Claud, Dave Regal, Devin Medeiros, and in 19th, Matt Gaskins. Benjamin Harp, your top 20.
Yeah, after that, we've got another playoff driver at Donnie Gatton. Bob Nestor right behind him. Marty Roberts, Steve Giberson, Kevin Rourke starting towards the back. He's going to need a lot of luck and a lot of patience starting in 25th place. Jeff O'Rourke, Brian Tarnowski, Cody Strom, Tony Burt were the last of the qualifiers. Then we've got Charles Eaton, Lauren Jones starting at the back. Going to need a lot of luck to go his way. Leo Bonacasa and John Bawalda rounding out the field. Now, a name that I want to note here that I did not read off there was Jefferson, the final playoff driver, 16th in the points, has not made a playoff race. So we already have one elimination set. 3 guys, as of this point, are going to be racing for their chance at trying not to be eliminated. Well, I should say there's 3 guys that will be eliminated. Everybody's racing for it except for RJ Root, Joe Stafford, and Ryan Samuelson.
Definitely. And one thing I want to go over here just on this track position. Dual pits here today. So kind of keep an eye out on that. Got to enter out of turn 2. Go all the way around. Green flag or yellow. So something that differs from NASCAR there. They're only not letting anybody skip. So you have to go through both times. Different than NASCAR there. So we're going to have Raymond Root, Joseph Lester in that Monster 45 car. Joe Stafford on the bottom.
Yeah, we got one more to green after this time by, and like you mentioned, that pit lane, if we find a situation where green flag pit stops happen, I mean, it's Bristol. It's a short track. There's going to be a lot of bumping and banging, but these races can get out to long green flag runs. That's going to be super tough on guys. I mean, there will be a penalty if you cross over that line and don't adhere to the pit lane rules. So yeah, we'll see if green flag pit stops come into effect.
Yeah, I don't see it coming into effect, but the lights are off. You never know at Bristol. These guys could get it happened in the regular season or the regular NASCAR event. A lot of green flag runs that were not expected, and I'm sure they've got the skill here to do it. As Raymond Root's going to lead them around, we're going to get this thing started. Once that Ford Fusion pace car hits the pit road. There we go. Raymond Root going to bring him around. Joseph Lester on his outside. They're going to get going. Joseph Lester with a huge jump on the outside. We'll see what line gets the advantage here as everybody else gets rolling behind him.
A huge run on the outside for Joseph Lester there as we see everybody looking to get through turns 1 and 2 cleanly down the back straightaway.
Joseph Lester taking the lead out of 2, going into 3 and 4 here as we got a car starting from the pits coming up into the field.
Yeah, it's that 19 Alex Princeton, that Caribou Coffee machine, is starting from the pits. I don't think that's a playoff driver, so no, nothing hurting there, just getting some laps in. So we see Joe Stafford pressuring RJ Root here. The bottom line is actually showing to be pretty strong right now.
Yeah, definitely. The bottom line has, without that traction compound, without any rubber getting put down up top, and when you have the tires, you can run that bottom line to be a little bit quicker. I think if you're up front, you don't take any chances. You've got to try and maintain your track position. You just don't know what's going to happen here.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a point where the car slides up more, and you're going to want to utilize that and maybe diamond it as we see some of the guys in the back. That 24 already rim riding as the yellow flag has come out. I'm seeing your, looks like your points are still up, and I don't know if it's just my OBS, but looks like we've got a slow car. Leo Bonacasa getting back up to speed here down the inside. A Milwaukee Tools Chevy Camaro. See what happened here.
Oh no. Catching that. Who got in the wall there?
I'm not totally sure.
That was the 5 car. Brian Tarnowski going a little bit wide. Thumbs down to Leo Bonacasa. Super unfortunate there, but what do you say we get one of our cars that are on the cut and get them in here?
Yeah, I mean, let's do it.
Talk to Lauren Jones. Get him.
Lauren, it's Liam and James up in the booth here. We've got quick caution early on. You started at the back. Well, not sure if I see timing for it.
I don't think Lauren Jones is in the race.
I don't think so either.
That is my apologies.
I don't remember where I pulled Lauren from.
I'll take it over. Why don't you go over... Just call these front guys. See if... what's the benefit of pitting here?
Oh, there is none. It's too early. You run almost 10 laps, maybe 6 laps under green at this point. It's going to be tough to want to pit at this point, especially with how we see track position being key. None of the leaders really were able to make passes after they got going. I don't know. I think you're going to want to stay out and maybe try to make this as few pit stops as possible here. Lauren Jones, I'm seeing, is disconnected from the session, so that is massive for his chances at moving forward in the playoffs. Barring some sort of miracle or situation, I think that might be safe to say. We've got a second car already eliminated, so potentially 2 bubble spots here that we're worrying about.
Definitely, it's going to be huge to try and get in there and get those points. We see Joseph Lester going to lead him around right now. Raymond Root going to start on the outside. Wonder if that outside line is going to get a good enough jump again. And it's just going to be switching every time we have a caution, whether that first or second place car is going to take it. Let's come to the green here. I'll let you call it out.
Yeah, here we go. We're headed down the back straightaway right now. It's had a little bit of technical issues. I didn't realize I was on the scenic camera, and that's why I wasn't seeing cars. But we're back now. We got Joseph Lester on the inside, RJ Root on the outside. We'll see how nicely these guys play here early in the race at Bristol. Waiting for the pace car to dive down. There he goes. Left turn. Joseph goes right away. RJ Root didn't even have a chance to try to get that outside run. He's going to stick on the outside this time as we see Stafford rocking the bottom. A couple of car lengths in between all of the leaders. Warren Young in 4th, Josh Ward in 5th. There's Randy Spivey, another playoff guy looking for a good run. Austin Story not too far behind him, side by side with Seba Cornez and Chad Sanner. Which lane's going to prevail here? Oh, almost a little bit of contact there. It might have been net code, but either way, a good save, good job by Sanner, keeping it straight there. Going to lose a bit of momentum here. Falling back towards Kavaja Holt. There's Bob Nestor trying to look to the inside as Warren Young has gotten around Joe Stafford. Slow car on the inside. That's the 88 again. Looks like he's going to stay down there. Looking to the inside, though, there's RJ Root. The outside seems to be looking strong right now. Yeah, just getting that good run. You see RJ trying to take everything up off the corner there, and Joseph Lester taking everything on entry. You see that bumper cam. I'm a big fan of that. We'll see how close RJ gets coming up off the corner there. Had to check up as it's kind of a diamond line coming from the 45 of Joseph Lester. Going early on, or going high on the early part of the corner, and in 3 and 4, it's a little bit wider radius. You can kind of get that car down low. It looks like, yeah, it's good stuff. RJ still trying to take the lead away here. It's not really hurting to run that bottom right now. I wonder if he's maybe saving the tires as he gets to the door there, as Lester rocks kind of a lower exit. Yeah, RJ had to check up just a little bit.
And that diamond, I wonder if it's going to start costing him tire. That does use a little bit extra tire. Not being consistent. You're asking a lot of it. Got a car loose. Let's see, Matt Gaskins.
Yep, yellow's out. Got another one.
That
sideways down the back straightaway was that the 79? Yep, a little bit of potential net code from the 9 car there, and just locks it up. Excellent avoidance by the 10 car, Chris Claud. Very, very close moment for that playoff driver. Looking to have a clean race. Watch this. Stops up right in front of him. Ah, man, that's maybe a foot, maybe less. Chris Claud might want to pit, but not for tires, for maybe a new pair of shorts.
Possibly. He's a playoff driver, Chris Claud, so he definitely needs that to happen. Championship. Oh. See what it takes.
We mentioned J.C. Gibson hadn't started a race, so more than likely out. Lauren Jones, connection issues. Back connected to the race. We'll see if he can get joined in here. Has not taken the start, so it'll be more than 20 laps down. That'd be a very tough effort. I don't want to say impossible, but it's, pretty close too. So that's an unfortunate situation for the 11. You never like to see mechanical failures take you out, especially before you have a chance to go and race for it.
Definitely not. You do want to see, however, kind of see everybody what they're going to decide to do. You cannot choose lanes here, so Joseph Lester has to take what's given to him.
You see the 88 getting a wave around there, getting his lap back. With Lauren Jones and J.C. Gibson more than likely out of this thing, that puts Chad Sanner and Kevin Rourke as the 2 main bubble guys to watch that are below the cut. Coming into this race, Rourke was 10 down and Sanner was 4 down of Chris Claud. Obviously, we see Claud running towards the back right now. He's about 20 seconds, so mid-pack. Not ideal for him at the moment, but he's sitting at 12th spot right now. I think with where Chad Sanner is running, he would have that position. As of right now, that's just me kind of going off the top of my head. I know Kevin Rourke is towards the back too, so a couple of those guys are going to need some strong runs here if they want to make it out of the round of 12.
Yeah, definitely. Kevin Rourke, Chad Sanner. Chad Sanner having a super good run. He's up to 10th. So that's something that he's going to have to worry about. For Chris Claud trying to make it in. But I did talk to Chris earlier, and he did tell me, you know what, at a race like Bristol, you just got to survive. You just got to try and race your race and let everybody else do what they're going to do. You can't focus on who you have to pass or who you have to beat, especially with such a full field. You're just trying to race. Trying to race and make sure you can get that car to the checkered flag so you can even be in it.
Yeah, 32 starters in this race. That's going to fill up this track really quick if we get a decent length green flag run here. And we've seen 2 quick cautions here, 27 laps into the race, but these laps click off. These guys are running 15-second laps, 14-second laps in qualifying. It's going to happen fast if anything happens, but as weird as it is, you still got to stay patient. Green flag in the air. We were looking at the lappers the back of the field getting straightened out. 45 with an excellent start once again, and these guys get right back to where they were. RJ trying to rock the bottom. Stafford back in front of Warren Young on that restart. Oh, close for the front there. To the door goes RJ Root, and to the bottom, to the middle rather, goes Joseph Lester. Not given a lot of space here early on in the race, but this guy's playing relatively nice here. Yeah, there's just not a lot of space for RJ to go off the corner, and that's gonna be tough when it comes to making a pass.
Yeah, it always has been here, especially if you can get in that groove. And once lap
a little
cars-
touch. It's gonna hurt the momentum for RJ Root there.
Joe Stafford trying to capitalize, coming up there.
Yeah, RJ gonna hold on a second for now. We'll see if he can chase down the 45 again. I want to say the 69 is a little bit quicker, but he just can't find his way around. I wonder if, like you mentioned before, rocking that outside and diamonding the corner, it does take a lot out of the tires. Potentially the 69 taking a different strategy by letting off early, letting those tires kind of roll going on entry instead of pushing them super hard. We'll see how it plays out as he's looking to the inside once again.
Yeah, Raymond Root just running his line down at the bottom. And that diamond is a very aggressive move, especially to at a track like this where you don't know if you're clear.
Yellow flag once again. Like I said, they're going to happen quick here. And you see the 48 car with a problem in turns 3 and 4 running slow. A couple other slower cars. Stays on the lead lap, though, as of right now. A little bit of damage to that front end.
Lauren Jones on the track.
That's good to see. I mean, there is a chance that, in the first 230 laps of this race, enough guys take each other out that Lauren Jones could still make it. We'll see coming up off the corner here. Just a little bit of a touch to the 21 there. Sends him down to the inside wall. And well, that's Bristol. Oh, Lauren Jones hit the wall as well. See what happens here. Oh, tapped the wall there. Coming to the caution, got the inside wall again. And that's a tough deal. Lauren Jones lost another lap there.
So Joe Stafford, third place. Raymond Root in second. Joseph Lester now in first. Been able to hold off RJ Root very well. Which is going to be huge. Getting that jump every single time.
Yeah, right now it's looking like these guys are the class of the field. They've been able to get out to a bit of a gap. I think the 69's a little bit quicker right now. But that 45 has just been outrageously tough to pass coming up off the corner. And that's really where you need to get that run.
Definitely. And just getting a run is so hard to do here. If you're set up you want to be set up on exit, but if somebody else is set up on entry, it just depends on everything.
Yeah, like I said, these laps click off quick, so it's going to take a little while to set up a pass as well as we come around here. Still pacing. Well, let's. What do you think we maybe try to talk to Chris Claud?
Sure.
We get a minute here before the restart happens. Try to pull him in.
A lap down still.
Hey, Chris. Sorry to pull you there. Oh, I thought you were doubling up. Well, we saw in that last caution, he had a very close moment with the 79 car spinning down the track.
Yes, it did. Yeah, it's a little bit touch and go right now. I'm still trying to feel this race out to find out how hard I really need to push it. But I don't really see that many people that are laps down, so it doesn't seem to be that there's that many people up towards the front of the race that are pushing their cars too hard. So I'm going to need to probably get on the move a little bit now during this next little run we're having.
All right, we appreciate your comments. Sorry for pulling you in late. We'll put you back and get ready for the restart.
Thanks.
That was Chris Claud, personally. They're running at 24th right now. Joseph Lesser about to bring him around. Raymond Root on the top. He can go whenever he wants to. He is going. Fast pedal down.
Better start from the rest of the field this time. Looks like Stafford and Young are going to be able to stick around towards the front. Side by side is Austin Story making a pass on Josh Ward. Ziba Cornez not far behind, maybe trying to figure out which lane's going to work, which one to follow through. Is Spivey is side by side with the 4 of Barrett Coffey just behind them. There's Chad Sanner.
Chad Sanner trying to get a run through.
Look into the bottom. He's got the nose on Spivey across the line there. He's going to slide towards the middle as Spivey runs that tippy top, getting almost next to the wall.
Oh, we got RJ Root.
Oh, he's under fire. He's lost spots. Wonder if there's potentially some contact for the lead again. We saw him get loose there a little bit earlier.
Let's see if we can find what happened. That
Just once again.
Etchin, RJ. There's now Joe Stafford working on Joseph Lester.
Yeah, Lester's doing what he can to hold on to this lead, but he's been under fire for pretty much this whole race so far.
That he has. It's Bristol. That's going to happen as we got Warren Young and Austin Story fighting with Josh Ward here. Warren trying to hold off Austin and Josh. They're going to set
Josh Ward. Yeah, Josh Ward with a nice run there off the corner. Side by side with Devin Medeiros and Steve Darderis. Kevin Rourke trying to get a spot there on the outside. He's a guy on the outside looking in. I believe Steve is as well. If not, he's pretty close to that cut line, as a lot of these guys are. Rather, Steve Darderis is 13 points to the good. So, sitting at 13th right now, he's one spot away from his personal clinch spot. Like we said, the only guy who's in on points right now is Ryan Samuelson. Obviously, RJ Root and Joe Stafford both have wins, but with 40 points being the max tonight, you almost kind of think about, as the yellow flag comes out once again, you almost kind of think about whether the, Matt Gaskin's involved in another 75 there as well. Problems there. Charles Eaton. He's going to take it to the pits. It's not a playoff driver, so.
Chris Claud again.
Did he get through that?
Sure, yeah, Chris got through it. They trying to make that happen. Why don't we talk to Nicholas Brydenbeck?
Yeah, I can. Find him here, bring him in. Hey, Nicholas, it's Liam and James up in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey man, bunch of quick cautions here early on. You're about a fifth of the way through the race, but we saw you getting high, wide, and handsome right away. How's the track feeling out there?
It's feeling pretty good. I'm a little loose right now. Not a whole lot of grip out here, but we're just hanging in there.
Definitely. I know you're a couple points to the good here in the playoffs. What are you thinking about as you're taking these laps? Just trying to be consistent, or are you thinking pass everybody that you can?
I'm trying to take the passes when they're there, but I'm not trying to push it too hard and get caught up in any of the mess that we've seen already.
Definitely. So decided to take both tires there. How important do you think that's going to be, knowing that everyone else did as well?
I think if we get any sort of long run here, I think tires will start to become a factor. If we just keep getting these bang cautions one after the other, though, I'm not too worried about the tires.
10-4. I agree with you, and again, congratulations on making this far and being in the cut line, and hopefully we'll talk to you in the round of 12.
Yeah, hopefully.
Got anything for me?
All right, well, yeah, I gotta get back. All right.
So there you go, Nicholas Breidenbach just taking them. Like I said, you gotta take them as they come. You can't force it here. You're a playoff driver. You gotta be calm. You gotta make sure you can get this thing to the end of the race.
Yeah, especially being mid-pack, you don't want to find yourself in any of the trouble like you mentioned. It's been relatively small incidents, but I mean, we've seen how close things get. Looks like we're doubling up here. One thing I do just want to mention, I don't see Bennett Allen in this race. He had a family loss over the weekend, and just want to say we're thinking about you, man, and yeah, thoughts and prayers are with you and your family. We are doubled up for the restart. A new front runner, Alex Princeton, out there. He started for the pit lane. We're going to see how this works out for him. Joseph Lester. Delayed green. Delayed green. A little bit of contact. Hopefully everybody gets that message. There's a late delay there, but potentially some scoring issues that weren't quite set. It's all right, it's a live event. You got to make sure everything's right, everything's fair, especially in an elimination race. So everybody's waiting for the pace car here. Doubled up. We're going to come back and take the one to green, I believe.
Everybody's parked here.
Yeah, I had to wait for the pace car to come through the pits and come back around to take the field. So a little bit of confusion there. Delayed start again. So got to make sure everything is scored right, set up right, and yeah, like lights are out on the pace car this time. I'm glad everybody made it through that clean. That was definitely a confusing few moments, and this track being so short, it's tough to group up like this again after stopping with only 3/4 of a mile to get the job done before the restart.
Definitely trying to do everything they can to stay clean. It's very unfortunate when something like that happens, but you don't want to be figuring this stuff out under green. There we go. Pace car's going to go off. Joseph Lester's going to go immediately, get everybody started.
And immediately the 69 jumps down to the inside of the 19. Those older tires already showing to be a tough deal at the restart. We'll see how this see how it pans out. As to the outside goes Joe Stafford of Joseph Lester. That's going to be our first green flag pass of the lead. Well, since the start, actually. RJ Root getting to the outside as well. There sums up with that 45.
A tire issue. Even though they've only been like I think 20 or 30 laps green. Those tires, Joseph Lester falling back. Joe Stafford just had the fastest lap of the race with a 14.74.
And that's qualifying times. The sideways goes to 45 off of turn 4. Yeah, staying out on the older tires. Yellow's out once again, but even the 19 seem to have kind of grasped that restart. We see Devin Medeiros slow the 2 car with a little bit of damage on the back. Ooh. Modified Devin Medeiros.
what
59.
happened. Chad
Oh,
Sanner.
Chad Sanner. Playoff driver. He was running well. He was doing what he needed to. Let's see what happens. Sideways is the 23, Austin Story, coming up off the corner. Sideways as well. Oh, that's a tough call as more guys pile in. Medeiros with nowhere to go. I'm not sure if that was the 11 of Lauren Jones or the 9 of... didn't look to be Donnie Gatton Jr. That's
the 8 of Warren Young.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how to call that. That's either a really early entry or something happened that we missed. It's an unfortunate deal.
I am the last person to call this out, but just it looks like netcode is huge here.
Yeah, we did see a little bit of netcode. The 59 got sideways there, but down the track comes the 8 car.
Oh my gosh.
That
100%. Like
netcode definitely got the 8 in the side again. That's what crinkled his corner there, but yeah, 59 gets loose there, and you can see in the middle of the straightaway that 8 car is dead center of the track.
Well, there you go.
I don't want to say he hooked him, but maybe something different on his screen. Maybe it was a netcode deal that was different from ours. But that's a tough spot and a tough deal for Chad Sanner getting turned into the outside wall. It was almost reminiscent of Michael McDowell and Bubba Wallace in the All-Star race or the Open last year.
Gonna go ahead and take a break here. The Davis Brothers Roofing 250, brought to you by, of course, Davis Brothers Roofing, Outkast Sim Paints, Buttkicker, all of those good folks. We're going to go ahead and send you to commercial and go to a quick side-by-side. Stick around, we'll bring her back.
Davis Brothers has been providing homeowners and businesses with exceptional roofing services since 1983. From repairing roofs on small homes to installing new roofs on large commercial retailers, no job is too big or too small. Your home is an important part of your life, and your roof is an essential part of your home. We understand that. Whether you're inspecting, repairing, or replacing your roof, we'll treat your home like it's our very own. Low slope, steep slope, big or small, it doesn't matter, we do them all. And remember, we have the capabilities and the manpower to take on any size job. When it comes to your roof, it's important to be proactive. Choose an experienced roofer you can trust. At Davis Brothers Roofing, we are your experienced roofer. Contact us today for a consultation and let us earn your trust.
There you go, folks. Davis Brothers Roofing. Appreciate them being the title sponsor. As the pace car is going to come down, Joe Stafford's going to bring them around. Green flag is out. Joe Stafford, Raymond Root, 1 and 2. Alex Princeton on the inside. Josh Ward trying to hang it out on that high line.
Princeton trying to make it work on those older tires there. Yeah, Ward rocking the outside. Princeton looks didn't quite clear him that time, but fighting hard on the older tires is side by side. Nicholas Breidenbach rocking the outside, trying to get a run on the outside of Donnie Gatton Jr. or Donnie Gatton. I'm not sure if that is yeah.
That Nicholas got to work on a lot of folks. Luckily, he's keeping that car clean. In a top 10 finish here is huge for points on him.
Was not keeping that car clean. Devin Medeiros rocking that modified right behind him in 11th. Aero means nothing here. You can bend up that front bumper. You can take it off. As long as you got an engine and 4 wheels, you got a chance at making some decent laps here, it would seem.
Yeah, that's the key. Getting those wheels, keeping them in contact with the ground, like you said. As long as you can, it may even help you. You know, get some extra air on those tires. Going to cool down a little bit more. Who knows? As Marty Roberts Jr. is going to get her. Try to get him on the outside. Almost clips him.
I was gonna say you could try to put some tape on the grill there, but there's no grill to put it on. But there he goes, making the move to the outside. Marty Roberts working Devin Medeiros. Looks like he'll have him cleared coming up off the corner. Medeiros tried to slide up in front of the 26 there, Cody Strom. A little bump from Strom. He didn't like that slide up, but now Steve Darderis looking to take advantage on the bottom. Gets down in there. Can he pull off a slider? Not quite clear. Strom stays strong on the outside.
Back up front, Joe Stafford and Raymond Root.
RJ getting to the lead there. Something might have happened to the 57 getting loose, but RJ, he cleared him in that corner. Both of these guys, of course, locked into the next round. They won races. RJ last week at Richmond and Stafford at Darlington.
Yeah, so while we got time here, let's go ahead and go over our driver, our playoff picture. Of course, we got Raymond Root, like I said, locked in. Ryan Samuelson locked in on the wins, but he is not here today. He was unable to make it. Joseph Stafford, currently running second place. Joe, our regular season points champion, coming in here running very consistent. He's locked in, as you said, on wins. Next we got Austin Story. Austin Story currently has 62 points, so he's about 30 points in the good, I believe. But he's running 17th, so out there trying to be consistent as possible.
Yeah, he's in a spot with the 27-point cushion coming into the race. We mentioned that 40-point cap. So these guys can basically take their finishing order in reverse and say, this is where I have to finish. You got 27 points to the good. You got to score 13 or whatever. You can almost take your points to the cutoff and just say that's where you need to finish.
Yeah, it's going to be, I think he has to be 8 cars.
Yep, pretty much.
The 5 points difference. Then we got Seba Cornez. Seba out here having some trouble early. You saw him go up a couple spots, and then you see he got some damage involved in one of those accidents.
Yeah, he's a guy who's raced all around the field today. He was 20 points or 22 rather, coming into the race. 22 points to the good. So Chris Claud wins. But sorry. I got a little sidetracked there and got ahead of myself, but finishing 22nd or 21st should get Seba Cornez in no matter what happens if Kevin Rourke or Chad Sander winds up winning this race and bouncing themselves in. Numbers are confusing me right now, I'm sorry.
You're fine. Next we got Randy Spivey.
Yeah, Randy Spivey having a pretty good run up in 7th place right now. That's exactly what he needs, keeping his nose clean. And we say a lot of these guys are pretty good, barring a terrible finish, but momentum is going to be huge coming off the short track going next week into Vegas as well. So having a strong run for Randy Spivey going into the next round. I mean, we've still got 170 laps left in this race, but running strong, it always helps.
Yeah, next Donnie Gatton. This one not doing so hot tonight. Actually, he is 9th place. I'm thinking of...
Oh, as he gets turned by the 24! Just as we click to him, Nicholas Breidenbach and Donnie Gatton Jr. make contact. Caution is out. Wow. Oh, man, and a little bit of a tap maybe to the back of the 24 to say I'm not happy with that. That was... we're going to have to take a look at the replay there, but shocking that right as we go to the 9 of Donnie Gatton, contact is made and a caution comes out again. I think that was our longest green flag run of the night as we'll take a look here. 24 goes down to the inside and that just missed the bottom a little bit. It seemed, I don't know, a little bit of net code there. Maybe got him sideways before the actual contact or what the deal is there, but
hard contact on that 9 car of Donnie Gatton.
Yeah, Breidenbach there locked up completely, nowhere to go, but a massive speed differential going into the corner there, and a big hit for both of these guys, and potentially could hurt their playoff chances. As you can see some guys come down into the pits here. It's Bristol, man.
Yeah, Donnie doing a lot better than Nicholas Breidenbach. It doesn't bother him as much, but Nicholas Breidenbach, that hurts him big. As we got a split of strategies finally here. Joe Stafford, Josh Ward.
Ooh, this is where things are going to get fun. We saw, what, about 50 laps in under that last caution, right, or the one before last, where the 45 and the 19 stayed out. It worked a little bit better for the 19, so now we've got a split strategy here. We'll see where they come across the line. The 99, Kevin Rourke, he's somebody who needs a strong run. Looks like he stayed out. Now we're going to let this settle out here. This is massive strategy split pretty much down the middle. 18 guys pit, 18 guys don't, roughly. Maybe 15 and 15. Well, potentially some timbers flaring already here at Bristol. 80,
it's Bristol, baby.
Yeah, Junior said it best. Johnny Gatton potentially waiting to get lapped there. Or maybe just going to the back, I'm not sure. Tough break for him, but looks like he'll fall back to 25th. He'll be the first car on the lead lap, and delaying the start. Gonna add another lap here.
Guys, just a reminder, of course, brought to you by Davis Brothers Roofing, but also Outkast Sim Paints. That's who does the 69 car of RJ Root. RJ running a special scheme tonight. That scheme is for his grandfather. Really great looking car that he's got in trying to help out his grandpa, give him a little bit moral support there. Is a beautiful car. This one's for you, Pop Pop. Get well soon. Now on the back, it used to say some some bad stuff towards COVID. Guys, we got to get this thing knocked out.
Yes, we do. We're getting ready to take the green here. We mentioned COVID's just a tough deal. It's affected some of us more so than others, and like I said, mentioned Bennett Allen. Thoughts and prayers are with you and your family as you deal with your loss due to COVID. Green flag is out. RJ Root with a massive lead here. Kevin Rourke.
Just a huge gaggle here in the back. Everybody make it. Oh, look at Chris Claud.
Look at him. He's clawed his way to the front.
He's in 6th position now. 10 positions. Everybody battling. We're 3 wide behind him.
A little bit of contact there with the 19, Alex Princeton there. It's bounced off of another car as the 48 gets up next to the wall, keeps it off it barely. Warren Young moving to the inside there, trying to get some spots back after earlier contact. Nicholas Breidenbach trying to figure out where to go behind them. Princeton to the inside.
This is the flight of the cars that have tires. Joe Lester, Randy Spivey, everybody.
Look at this.
Fighting to get through all these slower cars. The last holdout is going to be Kevin Rourke.
He's up next to the wall there. He almost touched it there. Got up into the marbles. They're 3 wide getting up off the corner. A couple guys try to think better of it, but the momentum won't let them. 3 wide through the middle of the corner there. Oh, into the wall is the 99 Kevin Rourke. trying to manage those older tires, but getting freight trained, can't find a rhythm, and now he might have himself a gap here as to the outside of Chris Claud goes Steve Cornez, Josh Ward all over the back bumper, and more checking up to the outside. Warren Young had to check up. Side by side for the lead. Stafford back out front. Another caution here. The 21, big contact there as Chad Sanders involved in another one. A couple of guys trying to come through late. That's the 60 of Steve Giverson. He's got heavy damage to the back of that car. Lauren Jones, another one involved, or was around that. We'll see what happens here. Oh, 21 maybe wasn't quite clear. The 60 seemed to check up a little bit off the corner, so I wonder if the 21 thought he might have had him cleared. Chad Sander with nowhere to go, trying to cut to the bottom, runs into the 72 car.
Board with the 72. Tony Burt.
Yeah, Sander just tries to dive it to the bottom. Things happen so fast here at Bristol. You're hard on the gas in the middle of the straightaway. You hear crash in the corner in front of you, and it stopped. You know, then they come down the track, and there's just nowhere to go here. We're riding on board with the 3 car here. Yeah, it just happens so fast. They're wrecked up top. Sander goes to the bottom. Everybody's hard on the brakes. There, Darius cranks it to the left. Oh, and Sander's just going to clip him there.
Just a little bit of damage.
Yeah, a big checkup for the 60 car coming up off the corner. A little bit of net code 2 was the initial contact, it would seem, but 21 maybe thought he was going to have a little bit better of a run, and it's just it's a tough call at Bristol. I mean, the runs happen so quick and they stop so quick. Just a tough deal for everybody involved there.
Definitely Joe Stafford going to be taking your lead. RJ Root, last pitted lap 51. He's going to stay in among all those cars that didn't.
Well, he's been fast all night. Track position has been pretty key for the guys who've been strong, at least. We've seen a couple of guys who have fallen back. Joseph Lester stayed out early and fell back, but now is running up at 4th again. So I think the guys who've been fast so far tonight, they're going to have a lot more luck on older tires, and I think RJ Root might be trying to split this from one more stop from here on out. We'll see if he can do it, but track position looking to be important so far.
Definitely. I think he can. If anybody can, it's him. But all those cars taking those tires got in front of everybody else. It was a good move. Barrett Coffey, Joseph Lester, and Chris Claud. Another one as we take a look back at our championship standings. These aren't current. These are current, but they're not where they're running right now. And we don't have that capability. But you can see that they're going to be. It is close.
Yeah, I mean, this bubble battle was close with 4 points separating 3 guys anyways. As we double up here for the restart. It's going to be a fun one here. All right, James. We're on lap 105. We're going to have 145 to go. What are you thinking here? You going to get a green flag run?
Oh, man. I hope so. I'm sure we were. I'm sure we're gonna do good. It's going to be hard here, but it's up to Joe Stafford as he's going to bring him around. Take that lead. Everybody else able to work on it.
RJ with a strong restart there, but gapped by a car length and a half, 2 car lengths going through the first set of corners here. Joseph Lester rocking the top side, gets around Barrett Coffey there on the restart, and Alex Princeton is going to do as well.
Yeah, Alex Princeton, a name that I haven't heard before, coming in here and making waves, doing a fantastic job.
He's not in the playoffs. I don't know where he sits in standings, but it's always nice to come out, run strong, a tough track like Bristol. And while we talk about some non-playoff guys, there is a Buttkicker on the line for the top finishing non-playoff driver. We do love Buttkicker around here. They're a sponsor for us, and it's a great product. So a lot of guys who aren't racing for a championship still racing for a prize here at the end of the season. Of course, the champion does win $300 and bragging rights over everybody else in Sunday Night NASCAR, being the champion for 2021. Lester finally making that pass on RJ Root. He's got clear sales to our sight set on Joe Stafford here.
Yeah, no, I'll go ahead and tell y'all. You all will be the first to know. Joseph Lester and RJ Root, these guys are not enemies by any means, but they don't get along. A lot of these guys in field filler, rival driver, they're over there. So, that's be right before I butcher that name. I believe it's G-Force Racing. Field filler and G-Force have always had issues, so Raymond Root definitely does not want to see Joseph Lester passing, but Joseph has a fast car. He showed it all day. We've got lap traffic starting to get involved already for Joe Stafford.
Yeah, 72 car pulling out of the way. And you mentioned those guys, not friends, but not quite enemies. You saw how hard they were racing each other 30 laps into the race. Joseph Lester was not giving an inch to RJ Root, and we saw RJ get into him a couple times, get loose up off the corner, and chase him back down. So when those guys get on equal tires, their strategies change once again. That's going to be a fun battle to watch, potentially, for the win.
Definitely. We're on board now with Nicholas Breidenbach trying to hold off Austin Story. This has its own playoff implications. Nicholas wins right now. Austin Story way up in fourth. So we can pass ahead of him. Any of those points differentials, as we talked about, is going to matter. So I'll see if Cortez, Baja Holt, these two battling here.
And you mentioned with those guys up in front, I'll say quickly, that pass matters a lot more to Breidenbach than it does to Austin Story there. Breidenbach closer to the cut line and was involved in that earlier incident with the 9 car, so trying to work his way back up forward. So you see Kevin Rourke. Oh, I hear some sliding. Might have had a save there, but I heard some sliding going on, and we stay green here. We've been running about 13, 14 laps here. These guys are starting to kind of figure out what's going on with their tires as they the ones who just pitted rather, and the guys who stayed out are probably hoping at this point, let's get 20 more laps, then we can all pit.
Yeah, as Raymond Root is trying to hold off those tires. Last pitted lap 51. Everyone else around him 88. Seeing the battle here. Barrett Coffey, RJ Root.
Oh,
Coffey's
so sliding up just a little bit. It's tough to make a pass on that inside, like you said, James. It's tough, but RJ Root holding strong on the outside, keeping that momentum. This track is kind of bowl-shaped in the sense where on the bottom it's got a little bit less banking. Those guys get close. A little bit less banking. It's progressively banked, so I think it's 22 or 24 on the bottom and all the way up to 28 on the top. So the shorter distance isn't always the better call, but RJ Root holding strong on the outside. Randy Spivey looking to make a move on the 4 car. Oh, loose is the 4.
Everybody checking up behind him, heads up, driving there. He's got a whole bunch of folks driving together, side by side.
There's that battle with Story and Breidenbach coming back in there. As Breidenbach goes a little bit wide, had to check up off the corner.
Just take a look at these guys. He's absolutely working on each other, trying to get an edge, get back up to the leaders. Joe Stafford and Joseph Lester have checked out. See.
Yeah, working lap traffic now, though. This is going to get dicey. We see a couple cars on the inside going towards the pits. Oh, almost sliding up in front is the 5, but stays out of the way that time around. Chris Claud, look at him. Worked his way up. Oh, he's a lap down now.
He's a lap down. Came in to find out how important those tires are as he is sliding. But here is the battle, guys. Raymond Root, Barrett Coffey, Nicholas Breidenbach, Randy Spivey switching his way under the bottom.
Finally,
oh, as he's going to turn, Josh Ward.
Josh Ward gets turned into the wall by Nicholas Breidenbach and Kavacha Holt with nowhere to go. Coming in late there. Well, we got about 20 laps or 25 laps on that green flag run here. We'll see what happens here. This battle had been brewing for, I think the 24 got a little bit loose coming up off the turn and just didn't quite have the space to correct it all the way and takes out the 63. That's the second car to go around off the front bumper of the 24. That's a tough deal for him. He's not been having the most fun today. Josh Ward also not having fun right now. Breidenbach is racing for everything he can. Like we mentioned, he's only, I think, 12 points to the good coming into this race. So, no, he's 5 points to the good coming into this race. Chad Sanders had trouble. Kevin Rourke is running 10th place right now. He's still behind Breidenbach, but that's kind of the battle we got to look at right now is Rourke versus Breidenbach. Chris Claud being a lap down, that puts it a three-way battle there. We'll see what happens with Kavacha Holt there, getting caught up in that crash. So I don't know how much repairs are going to be needed on that, but that could be something that Chris Claud needed, being a lap down right now. He should get the free pass. Chris Claud.
I believe Chris Claud is going to get. But he's going to pit. He's going to come down pit road there.
Well, I think being the free pass car, you're allowed to. You just have to wait. With iRacing rules, you just have to wait until the lapped cars can pit. And then with 1 to green, it'll give you the wave by. If I'm not mistaken.
Go ahead and go to a quick commercial break again. We're going to be in side by side, so stick around with us and we'll be right back.
Hey guys, Will Canterbury from Enville Insurance Group. Thank you so much for coming to our website. We are your one-stop shop for anything insurance, homes, autos, boats, motorcycles, renter's insurance, life insurance. If you are a business owner or you're a decision maker for a business, we are commercial insurance experts. Not only that, we are independent, which means we have most any carrier that you can think of. We can shop that for you, so you don't have to waste your time to talk to 5 or 6 different agents to get 5 or 6 different quotes to make sure that you are getting the best options. We can do all that for you. So give us a call, 615-505-1011, and we will be more than happy to help. We're Enville Insurance Group, located in Middle Tennessee. Give us a shout.
You know that guy? The one who, just minutes before the green flag, keys up his mic and asks, "Anybody got a setup?" Well, this is him. This is Adam. And Adam needs some help. This, on the other hand, is Steve. Steve is a solid racer, and he knows his way around the garage. Steve's problem is time. With a job and a family, he can't find enough time to build competitive setups and to race as often as he likes. But Steve knows a secret. Steve lets our crew chiefs do the setup work so he can focus on the racing. At majorsgarage.com, Steve can get setups for over 50 cars on the iRacing service, so no matter what series he wants to jump into, he is covered. Somebody really should tell Adam.
All right, folks, we are back. Another yellow flag. This time, Raymond Root getting a little sideways. We'll try and see what happened for you.
That's how fast Bristol happens. We went to green and we went to yellow just right away, and That was a wild restart there. We saw Seba Cornez and side by side had started out front. And let's take a look here. Getting down to the inside. Oh, and just lost it on entry. That might have been a... I mean, that's an excellent save by RJ Root there. And only lost a couple of spots there, rocking 5th place right now. But
I didn't even
that's
think that the caution came out, it looked like.
Yeah, I wonder if is there potentially something else, or maybe just an early call there, thinking that was going to be a big deal in front of the entire field. Either way, not a bad idea to slow everyone down and make sure we don't have a bigger incident. Breidenbach, you see, rocking the pit lane. We try to maybe put a front bumper back on that thing.
The lap 1:37 of 250, a little more than halfway here.
Yeah, I don't know. We still got over 100 laps to go, but this is where it starts to tense up. This is where everybody starts to think track position's more important than it used to be. I mean, once you kind of hit halfway, especially at a short track, you're not counting up anymore. You're counting down. I don't know how else to put it. Like, these laps click off so quick.
Yeah, at about 15 seconds, you got to think that's 4 laps a minute as opposed to Daytona or something where it's 1 lap a minute. So if you get a green flag run, they take off. It is quick, even under caution. These guys running 47 seconds lap under caution, so doesn't hurt us too bad to be there. We got Joe Stafford, Joseph Lesser. Again, I don't know if I've mentioned this, but we are live, guys. Shout out your favorite drivers. We got a Go 26, Cody Strum.
Yeah,
Number 4 as well. Guys, shout out your drivers. Let us know who you think is gonna win this thing. I'm gonna go ahead and put a poll up. Who do you think is gonna win? Are we gonna get a new non-playoff driver to win, or are we gonna get a playoff driver? Who you got? Let us know in the poll over at Facebook Sim Racing Media.
and of course we are live on YouTube as well, but poll here on Facebook. So you mentioned 15-second laps, James, and I want to just say if, and it's a very strong if, and very unlikely, if we were to go green from here on out, we got 30 minutes of racing left. Meanwhile, if looks like we're racing here. Oh, more contact. Calamity. Yellow flag is out. Matt Gaskins involved in another one. Or Randy Spivey, rather. I thought that was Gaskins, but Spivey with some contact there. We mentioned things happen fast at Bristol, and caution laps happens. Oh, Joseph Lester! A strong car all race with heavy damage on both sides. Not sure what that was. They're still wrecking. Thomas Neal.
Just trying to get that thing started. It's hard with this high horsepower, and it's hard to get the power down to the wheels. Let's see what happens. First with
oh man, RJ and the RJ.
Oh,
that was the previous incident.
That was might be.
All right, we mentioned how fast things happen here at Bristol, but a caution lap happens quicker than a green flag lap at Daytona. So we're doing our best over here to. Oh, Randy Spivey got sideways on the straightaway and got into the car on his outside. We're locked out of the wrong car here, and oh, that's where. Oh my goodness!
Boy!
All 3 of those guys. Kavaja Holt had nothing to do with that, and I wonder if it was just a late call for those guys for the yellow. What happened to the 2 here? He must have just gassed it up too hard and spun out.
Definitely. Oh, wow. Let's take a look. Randy Spivey was observed in the early These guys getting together. So we're wrecking here.
Yep. Nowhere to
Coffee
go.
comes
For
in.
the, 51 rather.
Trying to figure this out. Like,
Yeah, there's a lot to decipher here. Contact between Spivey and Dardaris, potentially netcode coming up off the corner. We'll see it here in live time. Yeah, they come together with a little bit of netcode, and that kind of launches the 22 into the 3, sends the 3 into the outside wall, the 22 towards the inside wall. And while everybody's checking up for that, it causes a bigger issue. The 3 back up across the track. Now we'll go back. Yeah, we'll stay with this for a moment. Okay, it's okay. Stay here. We got Joseph Lester and RJ Rude coming up on Kabaja Holt and Joe Lester. Lester's going to check up here on the straightaway. Yellow's out. Or Stafford, rather. Lester checks down to the bottom. RJ Rude is there. I'm not sure what happened with the 15, if he got a hit, but those guys kind of synchronized spinning there, and man, that's a tough deal. Super strong cars coming to the caution, and wow.
golly. So
shakes.
much to unpack. I just want to. I'll keep with this one like you asked me to.
Yeah,
Miss
so
her.
we see Spivey stand down at the bottom. The 51 sideways with nowhere to go gets turned into him, and everybody checking up. Everything just comes together. There's a massive coming together up off the corner. I'm surprised that didn't end up turning into a bigger crash. And then, of course, we see Chris Claud here seeing the incident, getting a bump from Gatton. Barely. Wow, what another avoidance by Chris Claud. We're already green.
Jeez Louise, they got it figured out a lot earlier than we did. As Joe Stafford's going to take him around. Austin Story finding his way to second place. Alex Brinson in third, and Warren Young behind him.
Yeah, apologies for our blunders here. This is just, there's so much action happening, and it's, we're trying to unpack it for you guys, and well, the show must go on. The racing doesn't stop. As you see Kevin Rourke getting up next to the wall, Seba Cornez making a move to the inside.
Austin Story trying to work on the second place car of Alex Brinson, 2 Toyotas. Work on the team orders. As our
Yeah, Warren Young there in fourth after an eventful race so far, and Barrett Coffey. He's run top 5 all day. He's about the only guy who's had some major consistency throughout this race. We've seen a lot of guys go from front to back. Joe Stafford's another guy. Caution's out once again. As I say, Joe Stafford's another guy who's been consistently up front. So we see Benjamin Harp, torn up front end, stopped, slow on the inside. Josh Ward, slow as well. Well, with differing tire strategies and all sorts of short track tempers going on, it's sideways was the 28 coming up off the corner. Heavy hit for the 63 there, but just a little bit of a coming together as the 28 saved it, and Josh Ward nowhere to go. They hit, and
guys, I never do this. Normally, I roll my eyes when somebody says netcode. I believe it doesn't exist most places. But this is...
Yeah, that's a netcode bump there, I think.
Yeah, this what gets the 28 initially, and I know they're talking about it. They think a little bit differently in the chat, but from watching this, that bump right there that doesn't happen is what gets the 28 squirrely.
It's close. It's close, but those cars weren't hitting.
And that just...
And I agree with you. I mean, of course, when I'm in an official race, I love to blame netcode when I make a mistake or something. But, I mean, we've seen a lot of incidents tonight where cars came together and reacted in ways that they wouldn't normally. We mentioned the 22 of Randy Spivey with Steve Dardaris there before. Even if they did touch there, that should have been a totally savable deal, but instead it launched both of them out into both walls. So I guess it just adds to the conditions of this race. It's a tough deal, and I feel like Bristol has kind of always been this way. And when we've got a field full of cars, it kind of I mean, it doesn't help, but everybody's been trying to do everything they can, racing relatively clean for the most part. A lot of, I shouldn't say, I can't say relatively clean with the rash of yellows. Looking at, we've got 14 cars on the lead lap at this point. RJ Root, the first car 1 lap down, I believe, going into this yellow, should get the free pass. Yeah, man, I don't know. Everything is just happening so fast, and a lot of guys have nowhere to go, and a lot of guys are just trying to get everything they can as we head towards the last 100 laps of this race. We are below 100 to go.
Yes, he's not going to get... Once you take that pit, if you didn't already take that lucky dog, you have to take it... So the lucky dog, you'll get the lucky dog the first time. The first lap where everybody is... once everybody gets lined up and the pace car is out, you'll get your lucky dog around. The wave around happens before with the 1 to go. If you're in front of the first place car with the 1 to go, that's when you're going to get your wave around and be able to race around the track. So you can't pit in that position. So anyone who's coming down pit road cannot take that wave around, and you have to find yourself in front of Joe Stafford, and that is hard to do here, especially with the many different pit strategies. You got to bet that somebody is going to stay out on the lead lap and ruin your day. But Chris Claud finding himself on the lead lap. There we go. We are green. Joe Stafford.
You're getting out to a big lead there on the restart. Austin Story to the inside of Princeton. Like you said, Princeton's kind of come out of nowhere in this thing. He's rocking that number 19 Caribou Coffee machine. Me, as a Minnesotan, would love to shout out Caribou Coffee because they're only really around here, I think. A couple in Wisconsin, maybe, but that's just me, not the leaguer. But good run for him. Running second, ahead of Austin Story. Story he's just trying to probably maintain position. I'm sure he'd love to win at Bristol if he could, but he is more than likely content to be staying where he's at in 3rd place. Side by side here, Devin Medeiros running the modified, getting a little bit of a slide job done on the 12.
Robert Nestor and that Sim Paints cross car up 15 points behind him. Jeff O'Rourke is up 18 positions. I'm sorry.
We'll see this going into the corner. I just want to shout out that paint scheme, how the Ford logo is the tongue sticking out of the Cinnamon Toast Crunch on the back. I think that's funny.
I like it. Jeff O'Rourke's going to find his way around. So go back to,
There's Kevin Rourke moving the outside of the 48 of Jeff O'Rourke. These guys racing side by side for 8th position, I believe. There's the 2 car, Thomas Neal. He's in 2nd place of our non-playoff drivers, I think. I can double check here. But we mentioned that Buttkicker available to drivers who are outside of the top, outside of the playoffs.
Oh, as we have
He's
issue.
only... Oh. Yellow flag out once again. It's like a blue car on the front straightaway. 72 potentially again. Randy Spivey in the pits. Yeah, Thomas Neal. Charles Eaton's had a bad race so far, so Thomas Neal's a guy who could benefit from that and potentially go for that butt kicker. Going to see here what happened to the 72. Just sideways up off the corner. Smashes the inside wall pretty hard and tries to back it up off the track to get out of the way as everybody else checked up. Spivey's been on the pits for a while for those contacts from before, and RJ Root still unable to recover. Riding in the pit lane now. A lot of damage on that car.
Let's go ahead and talk to RJ Root. You want to go ahead and bring in RJ?
Hey RJ, it's James and Liam up in the booth. How you doing?
Not too good.
Yeah, we know you had a strong car all night, and unfortunate deal coming to the caution with a massive coming together with the 45. You guys had raced hard all night. Yeah. Do you know what happened there, or?
We had a lap car pull out of pit road in front of the leader and then wall the leader, and who was our teammate. And the 45 had nowhere to go, and I was on his inside, and we just got a blown motor, and we're done for the night. I mean, it's just dumb racing.
Yeah, luckily you're locked in, so I know it sucks and you hate to it, but tell us about that car. I know you got a special paint job on it, and I know you wish you could have had a better run, but I'm glad we get to talk to you either way. So tell us about that 69 car today.
We had my grandfather's on the car today. My grandfather has been in a medically induced coma for the last week, and he's doing better. And so I was really wanting to have a good run this race, and when he gets out of the hospital and everything, I can show him it, and because he's one of the big reasons I'm into NASCAR, and so really wanted to have a good run for him, and what we got next week.
Definitely, like I said, you're locked in, so no harm, no foul. I know it doesn't feel like that, but I'm glad you're locked in and you got your W. So take the night off and go get that engine figured out.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just start on next week's car and start getting that together.
Definitely, and good luck next week, sir.
Yeah, man. Thoughts and prayers with you and your family, and best of luck. It's field filler, right?
I can go back.
Okay. Well,
So
thank you to
go.
RJ for joining us. Pace car dives in. Barrett Coffee leading the race for the first time. Green flag comes out, gets an excellent start on Austin Story. Alex Prince into the inside, looking, nothing doing there. Gonna get to that back bumper. Devin Medeiros back and forth. Potentially more contact in the back. A lot of differing speed in this race right now with the attrition rate that's gone on. Of course, we've got 14 cars on the lead lap at this point. Caution is out. Bob Nestor into the inside wall. It's a tough deal for him. He was on the lead lap, and he has to tow. So that's going to bring us down. We had 15. That's going to bring us down to 14 cars on the lead lap now. Because we've got 80 laps to go next time by.
Yeah, with
Well,
that,
James, we haven't...
I think we're going to go ahead and go to an ad break here. Let these guys sort this out. We're going to go side by side. Lap 169, nice up 250 in the Davis Brothers Roofing 250 here at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Imagine a theater experience so real you're part of the action. Breakthrough technology that shakes your seat at precisely the right moment so you can feel the action on the screen. Choose 4D Cinemas powered by Buttkicker for the ultimate theater experience. And for the ultimate in movies, gaming, and sports at home, add your own Buttkicker. A simple, wireless, affordable device that takes just seconds to install. Text the word on the screen right now to receive a special offer. Get Buttkicker and feel what you've been missing.
All right, folks, we got the one to go, so we are going to be rolling here again. Buttkicker, I'd like to thank you guys. Timeless Designs. So, sponsors here. You can check them out on Facebook. As well as Outkast Sim Paints and Davis Brothers and Inville Insurance Group. We're going to get going here.
Green
Barrett
flag.
Coffee is going to take it. Austin Story behind him. Not a great jump on the outside. See if we can get some laps down here, folks.
Everybody getting single filed out towards the front. Looks like Austin Story might want to look to the inside of Coffee, but nothing doing there. Looks like they're single filed out throughout the mid to the back too for now. So see how things play out as Princeton moves to the inside. Austin Story trying to rock that outside, get a good run up off the corner. Sideways is a 19 coming up off of 4. He's going to try to run that bottom and work his way back into line here. And lucky for him, Medeiros and Cornez were rocking the side-by-side battle. So he's able to continue on with that spot car at the 19 as we look at Steve Darderis and Nicholas Breidenbach. 24 and 3. That's a pretty common theme we've seen in NASCAR racing. And now we've got him on Sunday night NASCAR under the lights at Bristol. Racing for position. Chris Claud also involved in this battle, just a car length back of Steve Darderis.
And also trying to get up there. So these drivers are all in the playoffs, so we're going to go ahead and throw up a better playoff graphic, as y'all can see. So again, check the end. We got Joe Stafford, a lap down. He is in the lucky dog position, fighting for that lucky dog. Trying to keep it on the... up there with our leaders, but he is locked in.
And you mentioned the playoffs there. We've got a lot of things have happened today, and we've kind of struggled to, get a hold on everything that has happened. But with that, a couple of cautions ago, with the crash that happened with the 45, the 15, and 69, caution comes out once again as the 72 has hit the inside wall once again on the front straightaway here. The tough break for him. He has not had a good day at all. But take a look here. Is just got loose up off the corner and sent him to the inside. It hooked and turned him sideways. I'm sure the backing up is probably what ended up bringing out the caution. But 72 has... he's been struggling so far today. It's a tough deal to see, but
yeah. So going through back to our playoffs, we got Austin Story. He's in it. Of course, RJ Root is out. Engine blown up. He is not going to be able to get that back. Austin Story in it. Ziba Cornez, top 5. Andy Spivey. I believe he's back there trying to turn laps, keep this thing rolling. That's what he has to do here.
I want to bring up though. The 99, Kevin Rourke. He came into this race 10 points out. He's running 8th place. Well, the guys in front of him, Chad Sanner, is in 21st. Lauren Jones had an unfortunate deal, was unable to start the race, and is sitting now 29 laps down in 27th place, which is a good recovery for not starting the race, but still not what Lauren wanted. Chris Claud is running in the 11th spot on the lead lap, so he's looking good for his playoff hopes. And Nicholas Breidenbach, we mentioned, right in front of him. So as of right now, Kavaja Holt could potentially be out of the playoffs in favor of Kevin Rourke.
Yeah, it could be Kavaja. I think he's got that car out there trying to turn laps. Got to meet that minimum speed, though. We're going to see if that's the case as iRacing is having.
Yeah, Bristol is, we mentioned with the net code, it's...
Oh, no, I've seen this before. Hopefully it doesn't start kicking people.
Yeah, I'm seeing what you're seeing, and...
I've seen this happen, and if iRacing starts kicking people, this thing is going to be crazy. We might have the rain delay or something going on here. And the cars on the track are seeing as well, so this is a iRacing wide issue, folks.
Yeah, Austin Story is posted in the race chat saying delay. He's obviously a playoff driver. He doesn't want to. Tom McGee from Race Control says if the flashing does not stop, the green will be delayed. So we are potentially looking at running a couple extra laps here under caution, hoping. Oh, Alex Princeton lost connection.
Oh,
Alex
boy.
Princeton was running in 3rd place before the caution. That's a tough deal.
We're going to get delayed green flag, kind of a red flag conditions here. iRacing
Yes.
having a little bit of issues. It looks like it solved itself, but some people kicked. If you have that open in iRacing, let us know who got kicked. Anybody else?
I'm only seeing Alex Princeton, and he is reconnected, so I wonder if maybe if he gets in quick enough, if they'll let him at least get some laps back or something. I don't know what the protocol is in terms of this, because obviously these situations don't happen very often where everybody has the same. So I mean, it's a server issue. It's not any one driver or anything like that. It's an iRacing issue, and that's tough to have, especially in an elimination race. Alex Princeton was running strong all race, and you hate to say it's a fortunate in any sense, but fortunate that there wasn't a playoff driver that got booted. But hopefully Alex Princeton can get back in here and recover. Currently being shown 1 lap down.
Yeah, his car's not connected yet. They're going to go ahead and go green here. Barrett Coffey's going to bring him around. Lights are off on the pace car. We're going to go ahead and roll.
Right away goes Barrett Coffey into the inside. Looks Warren Young for 3rd, or 2nd rather.
Any jump you can get is the best jump here at Bristol Short Track Racing. As we go back, Siva Cornez side by side with Jeff O'Rourke with Devin Medeiros.
Medeiros is. We got a couple modifieds up here. Jeff O'Rourke with a great recovery from being involved in an incident. There's Kevin Rourke. We mentioned he needed a great run today. He was on the outside looking in, and he's got himself a great run. Those guys behind him are not doing too well. We mentioned Kavaja Holt running 21st. He's 31 laps down. So now the gap to Rourke is not the gap to Holt. The Rourke, sideways is the 45, but Rourke was 10 behind the cut line. So I guess while that is not exactly a pass for position, Lauren Jones was out in front of him, and if Chris Claud can potentially pass that. Well, I don't know. I was trying to do the numbers in my head, but it might still be a battle between the 99 and the 10.
As we see up here, Barrett Coffey, Austin Story.
Yeah, the top 4 is under a blanket. That's 72 getting out of the way.
Here we go. Forward. Working. Back here we got Jeff O'Rourke and Kevin O'Rourke. Nicholas Breidenbach trying to wake his way in there, get as many points as possible for him as well. Get away from that cut line. Best points you can get are just any points. Pick them up as you find them. As he's going to get blocked in. He's got Jeff O'Rourke and Kevin Rourke. Both of them there, just running opposite lines. They're going to line back up here. Nicholas going to try and take the bottom on the 48. As Kevin's going to try and work on Devin Medeiros.
Yeah, looking to the outside, trying to get that strong run up off him. Joseph Lester trying to just gain spots. I mean, nothing's for position. He's many laps down, but if you're faster, you're going to want to get by. He's to the bumper, gets the 99 on Devin Medeiros, gets a clean pass on the outside. Medeiros just lets him go. And I tell you what, I hope Kevin Rourke's not watching, A, because he's racing, but B, I'm going to say this. I think 9th place is his make or break right now, with Kavaja Holt running 27th right now, 26th now. So it's 18 points was the gap between those two coming in. So if he can finish 19 spots better, which he is as of right now, he's more than that. that's the battle for the playoffs right now. Kavaja Holt is on the same lap as Lauren Jones, just past Lauren Jones. He's 5 behind Spivey. So he can't do a whole lot unless more contact happens. As contact's happening behind him, he gets put into the wall by Devin Medeiros. As everybody's trying to get him. What goes around? Lester's involved. Lapped cars with massive speed differentials due to damage and calamity ensues once again. Under 50 laps to go and the caution comes out.
Dave Regal afterwards getting involved in something. Let's see what happens.
Tell you what, Joseph Lester has gone from first to worst today. It's been a tough deal for him ever since that contact. And Kavaja Holt, once again, nowhere to go. We were just talking about him potentially trying to get some spots over other lappers, and another tough break for him. That could spell disaster for his playoff hopes.
Jeez, he's rolling.
Breidenbach just gets a little bit loose, gets up into the 45. That might have been that net code word, and then 57, nowhere to go, gets into the back of him as everything checks up and sends the 24 to the inside wall. 45, Joseph Lester tried his best to save it, spun it back up the track, and just got slammed into by a couple of cars with nowhere to go. As we mentioned, this track is bowl-shaped. It's going one way or the other, and oftentimes it goes both ways.
Yeah, it's a self-cleaning track, so most of these guys are going to go to the bottom once the accidents happen, but that's also your first instinct. Generally, if you kind of forget where you're at Bristol, your first instinct is to dive down to the bottom to avoid the wreck. Usually you have more space, but here at Bristol you do have that inside apron, I guess is what the word is not as safe as everywhere else is. Go ahead and put up the tower. You guys can try and find these drivers.
Yeah, a thoroughly eventful race here at Bristol. We've got 11 cars currently on the lead lap. And a lot of these guys are probably just hoping they can get to the finish of this thing. Kevin Rourke being one of them. We mentioned what a good spot he is in the playoffs. Currently running 9th. So with Kavaja Holt being 26th place, that's actually not quite enough. He's going to have to gain a couple more spots. I think he's got a... Chad Sanders losing time to Kavaja Holt as well. Randy Spivey as well. So Kavaja could find himself moving up through the ranks and gain incredibly valuable points here, just making the deal tougher for Kevin Rourke. I think Chris Claud, there's plenty of race left to go. I think he's in a pretty good situation if he can finish this thing, finish on the lead lap.
And that's the goal. Everybody just trying to finish out here, stay out of trouble, and it's so hard. These cars trying to get out there and meet minimum speed. Warren Young gonna take the lead now. He's in that 8 car. Everybody else has gotten their wave arounds that they're getting. We're gonna take the green flag here. Warren Young, Barrett Coffey, they're gonna get them going here as we are on lap 207 of 250 here in Bristol. Joe Stafford's made his way back up to the front after that issue, trying to work on a couple other cars. Everybody came into pit just now, so they're going to have fresh tires.
And where did Warren Young come from? He's been up in the top 5 all day, but he's not been a prominent leader. He's got a couple of car lengths on the floor of Barrett Coffey, who's led for the most part of the second half of this race after incidents earlier with the front runners. And Warren Young trying to hold on and get himself a win. Seba Cornez, you mentioned there, running 5th place. It's a strong run for Seba.
A lot of our middle-end guys in the playoffs coming in here and showing us what it takes to get this far, and that's consistency and luck. Trying to keep out of this. We got Thomas Neal under attack. Or
Yeah,
attacking
James, a lot
Jeff
of
O'Rourke.
Yeah, James, a lot of luck here at Bristol. A lot of guys laps down. We've got 12 cars left on the lead lap, and a lot of that has been due to attrition. We've seen multiple cautions so far, and it's been a wild one here at Bristol. Short tracks don't disappoint, and a lot of sparks have flown so far tonight. As we see the race for third rather, heating up here. Austin Story trying to hold off Joe Stafford, who's been a strong car all night. Both of them getting a little bit squirrely there off the corner.
Yeah, Joe Stafford trying to, Austin Story trying to hold off Joe Stafford, and that's been hard to do all season. Our regular season points champ, Joe Stafford in that 57 car, has found his way up to the front consistently. I think I said he has like a 70 or 80% chance of any race he's in Sunday Night NASCAR to score top 10, and he's showing us here today that he has the skills to get this thing around the short tracks. Go back to Thomas O'Neill. Saw him battling Jeff O'Rourke.
Yeah, Thomas Neal, we mentioned he's outside of the playoffs, but running 19th in the points there, so this will be a good run for him if he wants to fight for that butt kicker. And racing on the inside, or outside rather, of the 48 car, just made that pass. Things are heating up here for the lead. Austin Story trying to move to the inside of Barrett Coffey. Warren Young slow as they move to the outside into the wall goes Coffey. We've got the top four have crashed. Warren Young slid up a bit. I don't know if it was aero or the 4 car got right up on his outside and they slid up to the outside. And that tore up a bunch of good cars here at the end. I wonder if the 4 car is going to have something to say about that.
That's, geez Louise. I know I'm going to say it one more time, but I don't think the 8 knew where he was out because of a connection issue. There's no way. There's no way he knew that he was there, especially with the slow up. He says he has no contact from there. So just to see Warren Young, how slow he was going, I don't think he knew where he was at, or iRacing knew where he was at. Is Joe Stafford involved?
That's a tough deal, racing up front for the lead at the end of this thing. We're coming to 30 to go, so we're really down to the nitty gritty here. Yeah, the 8. He slid up, and I don't know if he didn't know the 4 was there due to a connection issue. 57 checks up hard. Had about a foot between him and the 4 before he hit him. So that was. It's the track, I think, mostly. It's just so small, and there's so much going on, and I think it just kind of overloads the server a little bit, and we get these netcode issues and connection issues. It's really tough. I did see that Chad Sanner has disconnected, so that brings our playoff battle between Kevin Rourke, Chris Claud, and Kavaja Holt at this point. One of those guys will not make it.
Yeah, let's go ahead, and I want to pull in Barrett Coffey. You want to hop into their Discord and make sure that he is able to come up here. I want to talk to Barrett Coffey. So I'll go ahead and take
here.
Go ahead and hop in their team Discord. Make sure you're not blowing. Warren Young, Seba Cornez, top 3. Devin Medeiros has made his way back up. He's up 15th position. Thomas Neal. Jeff O'Rourke, 20 positions. Kevin behind him. Chris Claud having a good run. Dave Regal and 8th. Story. That was eerie. That was eerie by Warren Young for just an interesting. But, There you have, folks. We got which caution on? The 17th caution of the night here at Bristol. DB Cornet's going to be starting on the outside.
We had pulled Barrett Coffee in here as we're gearing up for the restart. We see. Oh.
We're going green, guys.
Yeah, sorry about.
We'll let you get out of here.
Realize it was so quick.
As they are, these cautions are coming and going. They're trying to get this thing rocking.
Yeah, if you push it, we back to 10-4. We're going green. Pace car's about to pull in here.
I got you. There we go. Oh, you had that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good. There, huge checkup from the front. Chris Claud going to the bottom of the track. I don't know if he's got some mechanical issues or just a bad
on
start.
the inside.
Warren Young, Seba Cornez, everybody having a little bit of issue there. Is now Austin Story is going to get passed by Jeff O'Neill on the outside. This is the battle for 6th as Warren Young kind of checked out there. We got Warren Young, Seba Cornez, Devin Medeiros, Jeff O'Rourke, Kevin Rourke. Teammates getting this thing going, running side by side. We'll see how much of a problem. Devin Medeiros going to get passed on the inside.
Kevin Rourke doing everything he can to get these spots. Thomas Neal riding the outside. Rourke going to lose some spots here as Joe Stafford gets by him. Austin Story looking to the outside, and that's not what Kevin Rourke wanted to see for his playoff hopes here.
If you put Joe Stafford in a go-kart, he'd be out here in the top 10. I promise you. He's making that thing happen. Trying to get past Devin Medeiros. Very unfortunate that Devin is stuck in the spot that he's in. Old tires all in front of him. Austin Story's going to find a way around up top.
We are coming to 20 laps to go, and just a couple laps here. I think we're 23 to go this time by, and those laps are going to click off. I mean, we've got 5 minutes of green flag racing left if it goes that way.
Yeah, it's going to be quick, folks. Keep your eyes on Warren Young. Seba Cornez behind him. That 45 car is a lap car. That is Kavaja Holt, I believe.
That's Joseph Lester there in the 45. Kavaja Holt is, we got slow cars on the front straightaway getting around Chris Claud and 21. I don't see a caution, but there's a lot of cars running really slow here. Chris Claud getting lapped here by the leader, Warren Young. Seba Cornez trying to work his way through all this. That's going to give a huge gap to the 8 car. Thomas Neal running in 3rd place, trying to take advantage of some of this lap traffic as well. Unsure of what the issue is with the 10, but he is dropping like a rock. A lot of guys slow here with less than 20 laps to go. Devin Medeiros on the outside of a 3-wide situation. Barrett Coffey trying to get back up to the front. 3 wide, makes the pass, makes an incredible move as the 20 is to slow up for the 10. Everybody's bouncing off each other. Kevin Rourke bounced off the 20. Getting that spot there.
Going to check back in with our leader, Warren Young. He's going to have a second gap on Seba Cornez. Lap car is playing a huge factor, having a hard time getting going. Thomas Neal right behind him, trying to make a move to get up to Seba with 18 to go.
Caution has come out once again. 60 car slow on the front stretch. Chris Claud backwards is the 20 of Devin Medeiros. Another bump from the 24 to the 20 puts him in front of the 55 and
just a huge speed differential on the 24.
Yeah, he's coming up to the back of the 20 and 20 just, I don't know if he was late to the gas. At the 24, he was expecting him to get to the throttle there, but
yeah, I hate to break the 4th wall, but it looks like Nicholas Breidenbach was saying that there's nobody in front of him. iRacing had blinked him out, and he just had to send it. Fortunately,
that is a
catches the,
tough.
That's the story of the race, man. I tell you.
Yeah, it's a tough one, man. Medeiros is getting to the back bumper of the 24. He hasn't gotten that message. But yeah, connection issues from the server being an issue for everybody all race, and that's never what you want to see, especially in a race with this much hype to it, this many implications. Gives us another shot at a restart, though. I can't imagine any of the front runners pinning.
No, definitely not. As we got go over some of our sponsors here. Of course, Outkast Sim Paints. We enjoy having them around Raymond Root. Give them a holler on Facebook if you want somebody to do really good paints. There's Buttkicker. Buttkicker sponsors this league. A non-playoff driver that wins is going to get home one. Davis Brothers Roofing, established in 1983. If you want residential roofing in the greater Tennessee area, holler at them. Commercial and residential, they can get you taken care of. And Major's Garage. Major's Garage sponsors these guys. They can sponsor your league as well. They can supply setups to your league, get your name out there, get you a little affiliate code as well. We enjoy having Major's Garage on board. They also have free setups. If you're not a league and you want to go out there and get some free setups and you can tinker around with, holler at your boys at Major's Garage. You can catch them in the links in the description. As well as a couple we don't have photos for, Timeless Designs and Inville Insurance Group, stepping up and giving the pole sitter of the race some iRacing credits to help them out. The pole sitter today, I believe, was
RJ Root.
RJ Root. So not all bad for him. He's out of the race right now, unfortunately, but did get that fastest time.
So we are doubled up here for the restart. Warren Young, Seba Cornez on the front row. We're going to have, looks like 12 laps to go. Man, this is going to be wild. Warren Young gets a good start. Seba Cornez trying to stick with him.
Hard to do as Seba's going to fall back a little bit, but we are door to door in 1 and 2 here.
Look at Donnie Gatton with an excellent recovery after getting turned into the wall, potentially due to some issues with connection earlier. No, I mentioned the 8 and hit him, but with the theme of the night, we can't discount anything for connection issues. As you look at Austin Story move to the inside of Donnie Gatton, trying to split Seba Cornez. 3 wide, a little bit of contact. Everybody gets through okay. Austin Story into second place. Donnie Gatton trying the outside. Barrett Coffey's back into 4th.
That's going to make the open the door for Austin Story, but he's going to get loose. Hard to hold it down there. Trying to hold that bottom, but it is not developed. That top line, get that rubbered up. Oh no, gets loose.
Into the wall. Around goes the 9, the 23 rather. Into the wall was the 9. I believe, I don't know for sure. One of the guys hit the wall, bounced into the inside car, and sent them both wild. It all happened so quick here. I wonder, yeah, loose actually. It wasn't the wall. It was sideways was the 9, Donnie Gatton. Well, we're going to rack them up again here.
Yeah, rack them up, probably go to a... Oh no, Barrett Coffey
got a hit.
Getting involved, but he's able to save that thing. Absolutely.
Oh man.
Good wheeling by Barrett Coffey.
Oh man, that was insane. I tell you what, man, he's sitting on the outside of that 8 car on the restart. If that damage didn't mess him up too bad, he's got himself a real chance to win. If he does, that save will probably be the move of the race, as we see Story pulling into the pits to assess that damage. Baja Bolt has worked his way up to 21st, which does not look good for Kevin Rourke. He's probably looking at a must-win at this point, if not a must-podium.
Well, I mean, you got to think Lauren Jones out of it. Barrett Coffey's doing well. Nicholas Breidenbach's doing well. But some of these guys, up front, I believe there's one of them that is even doing a little bit worse. Is that Randy Spivey is in 26th position, and he's 20 spots up. So that's kind of hard for Kevin to get to, but he is out of the race. It seems he's been in the pits for 22 minutes, or 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes. So
Yeah, I think even with that, with the amount of time left, RJ Root being out of the race too, it's not like Randy's going to lose any spots. I think it'll be close, but I would have to put Kevin Rourke in a must-win situation at this stage in the game. He's the only guy that could knock anyone out of the playoffs at this point, but with Kavaja running 21st, has to gain 18 on him. With Spivey running 27th, has to gain 26 on him. It's really gonna come down to it. I mean, he's running 5th. We've seen the leaders get together so far, but
yeah, he's got to get up there. Knows what position he's in. 20 spots up, but Warren Young has been hard to catch. As we are going to probably be, I think probably 3 to go. What do you think? No, we're going 1 to go right now, so we're going to get 3 to go when they take the green flag. Not quite overtime. These guys do have NASCAR overtime, so if there is an issue racing to the green, they're going to be the first to know, and they're going to get a NASCAR overtime. But hopefully we can get it green and see what happens here. Is Warren Young, non-playoff driver, coming in here, showing these guys what third.
It's a story trying to figure out where he falls in the line here.
Only 9 cars on the lead lap.
3 to go. Warren Young on the inside. Barrett Coffey on the outside. Green flag is out. Coffey stays with him about a car length off. Lester trying to rock 3rd place. Keep it away from Neil. Chris Claud back on the lead lap trying to just hold on. He gets turned by Austin Story into the inside wall.
We're going to overtime, folks. Chris Claud.
Overtime it is.
Chris Claud getting turned into the wall there. That's the wrong thing. There we go.
Story all over his back bumper. We know the 10 car was a little bit slow based on the last restart. Based on that, I don't think he got the issues quite fixed, and Story was trying to get to the gas and hit that back bumper a few times, and then coming up off the corner, he turns him around. Hard hit to the inside wall for the 10 of Chris Claud. I don't think anybody's had more of a roller coaster race than him. He's been up, he's been down, he's been up again, and
yeah, luckily he's got some space. Nicholas Breidenbach falling back to 12th right now, still out there keeping that thing rolling, but he is a lap or 2 down.
Yeah, Claud's got to worry about staying on the lead lap here. I mean, as long as he doesn't have a meatball, I think he's fine. The gap to Kevin Rourke is 10 points, and he would have to lose 7 laps to, fall back that far, but
which is not possible since we're going to overtime.
He'd need a lot of help and a lot more crashes.
Definitely, as we see Kevin Rourke in 5th place. We're watching him trying to make it into the playoffs here.
Now, we do get 3 attempts here at a green-white checker, and Kevin Rourke sitting in 5th place. He's pretty much looking at a must-win situation. It's that's about the only spot that could change with the with all of the events that have taken place, the calamity with other drivers. Lauren Jones had, a strong run to come back to 22nd. That's dedication to the game. Just to give a shout out to Lauren for continuing on, 43 laps down at this point, but it's gained plenty of points here. Not that it matters too much, but you'll have to see it sticking around to the end. Maybe get a little test session for potentially other races, or
We're going to see a lot of action here, folks. These guys in the top 10. Get some chat on YouTube. We see you. Don't necessarily, trying the 24 car. He has been involved in a couple of incidents. Nicholas Breidenbach. We have seen that, but also one thing to note here: playoff drivers got to. Some of those avoidable, but you gotta push the issue here, as they're going to be talking about, I'm sure, in the hauler. All these guys getting together afterwards for a team meeting or an all call. Usually they do it after every race. Those are a fun thing to be a part of, but we'll talk about it for sure. There's been no shortage of blame here on everybody. Pretty much just driving around trying the best they can at Bristol, but it's Bristol, baby. It happens.
Yeah.
Warren Young is going to bring him around. Starting NASCAR overtime. Here we go. Green flag. Warren Young gonna go. There he goes.
Oh, Coffee stays with him. He's going to be on the bumper going into the corner. They're 3 wide going into 3, but Rourke backs off for the lead. He looks to the outside. Barrett Coffee to the outside of Warren Young. He's going to have a good chance at clearing him coming up off of 4. Young slides. Doesn't have enough. Coffee slides. Warren Young goes around. He took the white flag. To the inside goes the 57 Stafford. Calamity ensues. Nail is crashing. Cornez is crashing. Who's going to get through?
No way!
Kevin Rourke is going to get through 3 and 4. He's going to come across and win the race. Oh!
Kevin Rourke in a...
What we just saw. Oh my goodness, I apologize for not being able to voice properly, but the perfect situation for Kevin Rourke puts him into the next round of the playoffs. What a wild turn of events on the last lap. Bristol does not disappoint.
Kevin Rourke getting through the calamity. He needs to park this thing and get his health checked. Oh my gosh, just doing a fantastic job. We're going to take a look at that again, guys. Once
Oh my goodness,
from
my
the
cat's
restart.
coming over here to make sure I'm okay from screaming like that. I'm hoping the neighbors don't yell at me for that, but man, what a race, what a last lap. Everything played out perfectly for Kevin Rourke there, and what a finish. He started 25th place and wins.
Take a look at it. Just watching Kevin Rourke starting in 5th place on the inside. This is our final restart.
Excellent start from the outside. Coffee.
Inside just gets a little stuck up behind Joe Stafford. And we're not even worried about up front. What's happening up front right now is crazy wrecking. Once they get the white flag, Warren's gone. Joe's gone. Seba's gone. Austin Story's gone. And Kevin Rourke.
The parting of the seas for Kevin Rourke.
Wow, there it...
Man.
Fantastic job. Let's go ahead.
4 car. He was not going to let the 8 car win it. Barrett Coffee gassed her up coming up off of 4 to check up to avoid from hitting the wall, and Warren Young was not going to give that up either. He slid up into him. They both made contact, opened the door for the 57 of Stafford, and after that, everybody was hitting. Calamity ensued. And unofficially, Coffee finishes 2nd, Stafford is 3rd, Story is 4th, and Cornez winds up 5th. Thomas Neal finished 6th. He made it across the line, and nobody else did to finish on a lead lap.
Yeah. Go back up here, just showing you the points, and then we'll go ahead and let's bring in Joe Stafford. Jeez Louise, I gotta.
I cannot even begin to.
Wild. But we're gonna go ahead and bring in Joe Stafford.
You got him, or?
Joe, it's James and Liam in the booth. What a wild finish.
Yeah, crazy finish. Sorry for getting out of my car early. I feel like I don't deserve this interview. I raced so poorly tonight. I had first place pace and just raced so bad tonight, and I apologize to everyone I got into. And yeah, I definitely have to get better for the next round.
Joe, you're one of the cleanest drivers consistently I've ever seen on the track here at SNN. Don't beat yourself up too bad. It's Bristol. It happens. So you're able to come around, though, and get a good finish in third place. Tell us about, and a lot of the wrecks you were in weren't your fault. So, like I said, don't beat yourself up. But I think you could have been out there in a golf cart and finished top 5. How do you drive that thing so consistently well?
Actually, without a front bumper.
Yeah, yeah, that one wreck where I hit the inside wall just knocked out 200 RPM, and it was pretty slow, but it was turning really well in the corners, and that's where I was getting my speed, carrying momentum down the straights, and I can't believe I still could compete after that.
Walk us through that last lap there. I mean, you saw the contact between the leaders in front of you, and you had a good chance of making it to the inside of the 4, and then...
Yeah, so off of turn 4, I seen that the 8 got up into Barrett, and then Barrett lost time. And I thought Barrett was going to go high, so I reacted quickly, and I made the wrong reaction, and I went inside, and it closed up, and I got into him. So that was totally on me. This should have been Barrett's win. And the number 8 was really fast all night, but shout out to Kevin for winning. I'm really happy for him. He definitely deserves it.
Definitely, and he did a great job. You did a great job, Joe. Tell us about the car, he got on it, and if you're looking forward to next week.
Yeah, shout out to you guys. You guys do really well every week. And shout out to everyone in the league. Shout out to everyone watching. I will definitely be back next week, and I can't wait to start the round at 12.
Definitely. We can't
stuff.
wait to see you, Joe. And again, good luck next week, and hopefully we'll talk to you then.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
All right, we'll go ahead and pull Barrett Coffee into here. Well, Barrett, first off, I want to apologize for that conundrum on the green flag, but second place finish probably wasn't what you were hoping for, but walk us through that last green-white checker.
I'm still dumbfounded, man. I had to jump out of the car and go ahead and start looking at it. It was just crazy. I mean, I was in Bristol for the real life races all weekend, and great finishes in the real life races and excitement. And I think somehow we still topped that, man. We had a caution field race. I know you guys have pulled me in. I was frustrated because I just got pinched off by the 8th there. He had gone low in the middle of the corner and slid up on me and knocked me in the wall, and that was the caution that y'all tried to pull me in, and I was frustrated trying to talk to my team, so I apologize if I was short there, and then we were going green. But yeah, that last one, man, I'm looking through it right now, and it was crazy. I had a real awesome run on the high side. I know the 8 was on older tires, so I was feeling really good, but I just checked up a little bit to give him room, and then he just slid up and got me. And then the 57 just was going to try to take advantage, really threw it down in there, got me sideways again. They started wrecking, came across the 16, got me. And I'm just looking out my windshield each time and thinking, just watching more over wrecking the mirror. And finally I get to 3, and I'm like, well, crap, the 99 just got passed. And, man, it could not happen to a better guy. And watching that replay, the way he navigated that, y'all going to have a great interview with him. But, the 4-car ran – We were up and down, like I said, had that damage in the middle, was trying to pace ourselves and, not getting too much of a hurry. We still needed a clean run to make sure we transferred, and came down to the end there and knew some good guys had been taken out and knew we had a car that could contend. Like I said, I knew we had some of the fresher tires, and that would have been an awesome opportunity to roll in the playoffs with 5 extra bonus points for the next round. But wasn't meant to be tonight, but congrats again to Kevin.
Yeah, Barrett, I will say this. You got every time you got into a wreck and spun around, how surprised were you to see your car pointed in the right direction when it needed to be? Those last couple laps.
all you can do is pray at that point, man. Once it starts, especially at a track like this with the banking, you just, and nobody can stop in time. I mean, you just know once it starts, people are just going to pile in, and it just, the first hit, the second hit, the third hit, and you're going, hey, this thing's still pointing forward. And like I said, every time I'm just watching them wipe out in my rear view, and I'm thinking I had it till Kevin slid around on the outside. So it was a ton of emotions going on all at once there, thinking, oh, I still got it. Oh, wait, where did Kevin come from? So, but like I said, man, couldn't happen to a nicer guy. He has, been Mr. Consistency, hanging in there all year, and get a win here in the playoffs. I mean, he's serious about transferring the next round, and that's just awesome for him.
Yeah, James had mentioned you being surprised to point it straight. You had an excellent save there right before the last caution, and I mentioned that had you got the job done, that probably would have been the move of the race. It didn't come easy, but you definitely had a top 5 car all day, and I believe you finished where you deserved to. I mean, a win, running at the end, it would have been great, but a strong run for you. I'm happy to see it.
Yeah, thanks, man. Like I said, no complaints. Our team had some rough luck. Lauren Jones had some, we'll call them technical difficulties, mechanical issues, whatever you want to call it. Didn't get in the race on time. He was trying to make laps. I think Kevin's going to leapfrog everybody with that win. So we're going to have to see how he comes out, see how, Kavaja, our affiliate, does. I think Steve's going to be safe. But, man, just all night long and just, different things, a ton of cautions, probably several unnecessary wrecks there in the middle. But just shout out the guys working hard, running all season. We'll see how the next round goes.
Definitely. Well, tell us who you got on that number 4 car before we let you go and talk to you next round.
Yeah, man. I think the window banner I think I still got the old Memorial Day paint scheme on there. I need to get that updated. So Kevin finished real life second place, and so I guess that's where we'll take tonight. Should have pulled the subway scheme out, but yeah, like I said, shout out to the team and all the guys. Thank the Lord for letting us do this, and we'll roll on the next round. Maybe this is two podiums in a row, so hopefully we carry that momentum through.
Definitely, and of course, as always, we'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good, guys.
Appreciate
Thanks.
you, man.
Next, we're going to bring in our winner, Kevin Rourke. Kevin, take a breath and then tell us how you're feeling right now, clinching your spot in the next round of 12.
I'm just wondering if I need to take a week off again because I missed last week and was in desperate need of this, and I don't know how to react. I'd have been happy with a top 10, to be honest with you.
Well,
Yeah, walk us through that last green-white checker there. You restarted 5th, and I had mentioned before that you were in a most likely a must-win situation. Everything happened in front of you. What was running through your mind there?
Well, I knew if I got on the inside, I may be able to get a run. But when I saw him starting to wreck and everything, I'm just like, hold on, put your elbows up, and let's just get through this, And I got caught speeding coming off a pit road 2-3 times, and put me back, and it just had a good car. I mean, I could put it anywhere I wanted to.
Yeah, and that was proven as you're coming through on the white flag, just absolutely killing it. We were talking about it in the broadcast that like I said, you were in a must-win situation, and it all comes down to it. How are you going to capitalize going into the next round, knowing that and getting those bonus points as well?
I mean, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, just trying to stay, I'm not blistering fast all the time, but I kind of fly under the radar, and I think this proves a lot of it right here.
Yeah, you certainly flew under the radar tonight. You started 25th, and you come out with the win. It's, I mean, man, that's just a wild race. I can't believe it.
Yeah, it was. It got pretty hairy there, and like I said, I mean, I'm glad it would start up and we could drive it off the track really, because normally the way my luck's been going, I hadn't been able to finish a race. So I'm very, very fortunate. Very, I'm very grateful for this because, like I said, I mean, I've worked hard to get set these cars up and stuff like that. And like I said, it was very unexpected, but I knew I had a good car going in, and I felt optimistic, I guess you could say.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely one for the record books.
Yeah.
So tell us who you got on that number 99 car before we see you in the next round of 12.
Of course, off-axis, I can't even talk. Off-axis paint, left-hander chassis, and of course WKA, World Karting Association. Pretty much people who help me out in what I do in real life.
Definitely. Well, again, man, just congratulations on the fantastic finish. Must win, and you did it, man. I can't give you enough props, and good luck, and go enjoy it with the team.
I appreciate it, buddy.
All right, there you have it, folks. Kevin Rourke winning this thing, taking it in a must-win situation, as we've said it 1,000 times, but it just blows my mind.
I mean, it really turned into that. I mean, with all the issues that other playoff guys had, I mean, it obviously you win and you're in to the next round, but there was a little bit of hope with Cavaggio getting involved in a crash, and him gaining those spots, staying on the track really threw an anchor in Rourke's efforts there. But to be able to come away with the win in such a chaotic last lap is, I mean, it's got to be a roller coaster of emotions there for him. James, what you got for what are your kind of final thoughts with the race?
Just a crazy race, and tune in next week for some of the same. So we got a fun one, I'm sure, coming up next week. But we're going to go ahead and let you go. We're going to go over some of the go over the results here. We got Kevin Rourke finishing first, Barrett Coffey in second, Joe Stafford third, Austin Story finishing fourth.
I think I'm showing Thomas Neal in fourth, unless there was a penalty that my iRacing's showing it, but the live timing is showing different, so I'm not sure with that. But
yeah, we'll get that figured out. Then Austin Story sixth, Seba Cornez. Seventh, Brian Tarnowski. Eighth, Jeff O'Rourke. Ninth, Warren Young. 10th, Chris Claud. Then we got Dave Regal in 11th, and 12th, Steve Dardarius. Nicholas Breidenbach in 13th, having a fantastic run. Robert Nestor in 14th. Matt Gaskins in 15th. Take it from there.
Yeah, after Matt Gaskins, we had Marty Roberts finishing 7 laps down in 16th. Steve Giberson, Donnie Gatton, Devin Medeiros, and Benjamin Harp rounding out our top 20. Cavaggio Holt rebounds for a 21st place finish after heavy contact. Lauren Jones rebounds after not being able to make the start to finish 22nd. We got Joseph Lester, Alex Princeton, Chad Sanner rounding out our top 25. Randy Spivey, RJ Root, Josh Ward, John Bawalda, Cody Strom, Leo Bonacasca, and Charles Eaton, and then Tony Burt rounding out the field. It was a wild one tonight at Bristol. Next week we're at 1.5 miles in Las Vegas. It's going to be a fun one for sure. Probably not as chaotic as this, but definitely as entertaining. We're going to see a lot of different strategies being pulled in the beginning of the round of 12. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We had fun. We did our best as things happen fast at Bristol, but
let's not get too quick here. I do want to go over this for anyone who's still watching. The cutoff happened. This is the scoring according to simracerhub.com. Check them out for all your league needs as far as scoring goes. Nicholas Breidenbach barely making his way in, and Cavaggio Holt is out. Cavaggio Holt, Lauren Jones, Chad Sanner, and JC Gibson. Those 4 drivers outside the cutoff line. Nicholas Breidenbach just barely making it in by 3 points, folks. Randy Spivey in 10th, tied with Chris Claud. Kevin Rourke in 9th, Donnie Gatton 8th, Steve Dardarius 7th, Barrett Coffey 6th, 5th, Seba Cornez, and then up top, of course, we got Ryan Samuelson, Austin Story, Raymond Root, and Joe Stafford. So there you have it, folks. According to that, Kavaja Holt, unable to make it, just needed 3 more spots, unfortunately, on Donnie Gatton there, and it is unable to happen. So, man, I'm just going to send it off on that.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up there at the end. And here we go. Round of 12, baby.
Definitely. We'll see you next week. Go ahead and like, share, all that good stuff. And as always, we'll talk to you next week.